you're tired of guessing which insurance companies are paying your psychiatry practice the most, then you're in the right place. By the end of this video, you'll have a foolproof QuickBooks system so that you can track your insurance income by carrier. All right, let's get started. Okay, let's go over how you can track insurance income in your QuickBooks. And I would recommend actually tracking it by each insurance carrier. So I'm going to show you the step-by-step process of creating the customer names as well as the chart of account codes for your insurance carriers in the fastest way possible. All right, so let's go to my spreadsheet. I'll show you the plan. This is what we call a chart of accounts template. Now I will put this in the description, a link so you could download this, and you could actually change to the insurance companies that you accept. There's a couple things to understand. We do have an account number for our parent account, income account, called insurance income, and I will show you that. But what we will be doing is importing all of the sub-accounts. There is a piece that's called account type and detail type, and you always have to have these or it won't let you import. So let's just look at what a chart of accounts is. It is basically a set of categories that are either income and expense accounts or what we call balance sheet accounts. So let's just zoom down and look at the income. So we have patient fees, and that's one way to post everything just to a patient fee income code. But if you do take insurance, I would recommend that, and most insurances are all like EFT now, that it's really easy to automate and track your insurance income. And this way you could track that against your external billing software with your biller. I have a lot of practice owners who are having issues with their billing, and their billing person is saying they're making, let's say, $35,000, but they just know that's not true. And the nice thing is, if you build your QuickBooks to mirror it, mirror and actually track the different insurance carrier deposits, you could say back to your biller, okay, you keep telling me I'm making $35,000 on this one carrier, but yet I just ran my QuickBooks report for 3 months and each month I only got $8,000. Because I hear over and over again that people aren't following up with claims, resubmitting, there's all of these issues. So it's better when you have like cold hard facts that are in your QuickBooks, and that way you can also see who really you are making the most from. Okay, so this is the chart of accounts, and we have our parent account already. It's already set up, but I'll just show you how you would do that. And I created this chart of accounts has numbers. So this says insurance income, but I'm gonna make one right now for you just so you can see, but I'm not gonna save it close. So I'll say new account. Insurance, I'm just going to put 2 in there. I'm not going to pick an account number. Well, let me just do that. I think then you're going to click account type. You'll go down here to income, drop your detail, and pick service fee. Okay, so I already have that made, so I'm not going to save. Okay, so if you pull my spreadsheet from the notes, it will be, some of this I won't have in here. I like to download everything or change it. I like to use Google Sheets. You can do Excel as well, but I am a big CSV in QuickBooks. I don't know, I think I've just had an easier time. Okay, so let's say you take my sheet right here and you put in your own carriers. Just make sure you can't have a space between the colon. So it's got to be all one long thread between the insurance income piece and then the other name. You can have spaces in between, like the Blue Cross to Blue Shield part, but you should not have a space with that colon. Okay, so now let's do the download. Because what we're doing right now is creating these categories in your QuickBooks so that when we import your bank transactions, they will map to these categories. So let me just I'm in an accountant version. I should have left it. Let's say you're in the home screen. You have to get to the chart of accounts in order to import it. And this is how you really want to just get used to always going to your chart of accounts. So you can go a couple different ways. I just go here to all apps, accounting, and then you can click chart of accounts. If you notice right here, I did a little bookmark. So if I go to my bookmarks, I can also get there. So as you find the screens that you are normally in, these are the ones I'm always in: vendors, bank transactions, reconcile, chart of accounts. I bookmarked those so I can just quickly go here and I don't have to go this whole, weaving around. Okay, so now we're in the chart of accounts. We have our parent account. Now that is what this is, where it says insurance income. I do not create sub numbers when I have a numbered chart of accounts, so none of these will have a number, and that's why I don't have that in here. We're going to go over to the right where it says new account. You're going to drop down and click import chart of accounts. Select files. Okay. Click next. So it says no column selected for account number. That's true. And it auto selected because I named them exactly as it wants. And as you saw on that previous screen, you could download a template and then type in your names. I prefer to import these items like the chart of accounts, vendor names, insurance names as customers, because it's just a lot easier than hand doing one at a time. Click next. So now we're looking here. Everything looks good. It says income, detail type. So this is coming in exactly how we want it. We're going to select the 15 and we're going to click finish. So that was a lot easier. Now what you could see, because how they're kind of like tabbed in, is that all of these are now imported. So instead of having to click new, type the thing, I was able to copy and paste the income and the service fee part. And then, I had insurance income with the colon, and then I just typed in all the names. So it does save a lot of time when you're importing. Okay, that was step one. You always need to, I always say, it's like building a house. You need to make sure that the foundation of your house is solid, and your foundation of your bookkeeping is your chart of accounts. So consider that your foundation. Now we need to create customer names for these. So you cannot put patient names in your QuickBooks, right? QuickBooks is not HIPAA compliant. You can put the insurance carrier names. That's totally fine. So I created, the other thing though, when I import is anytime I do an import, I immediately delete my download so I don't accidentally import the wrong thing. So here I have the names of the insurance carriers. So I'm going to download those. Because we're getting the basis of what we're doing to now set up for the good stuff of actually importing the deposits and categorizing, right? So that's our last step. So I'm going to go to all apps. I'm going to go up here to Customer Hub, and I'm going to click Customers. You probably won't ever need to go to that again, because once you get that's only really, you can't put in patient names. So right here it says Import Customers. I don't ever do the Google Sheet thing that allows them to link to your Gmail account. I don't want to do that. So we're only doing this. And that's why we only have one green checkbox, because we're not importing the rest of this. Because you can't bill out of QuickBooks, so here's our 15 names. Click Done. And look how easy that was. So again, you could take my spreadsheet and maybe you only take 5 of these carriers. I just Googled like the top 15 in New York because that's where I'm located. But either way, if you put them in here, it just makes it a lot easier than having to hand type those in. So by importing the CSV, you're able to do that. So at this point, we have imported your income accounts and we have created the customer name for the bank transaction. So now we can go to the next piece, which is categorizing and creating rules. I'm going to show you this is the demo file, obviously, but I'm going to show you what it looked like for this demo file without anything broken out. So we'll just pretend this is all self-pay. So I'm displaying by month just so I can show you. So it shows these patient fees here, right? But it doesn't show from whom. And if you have a practice that takes a lot of insurance, like I said, I want you to categorize it by carrier. So right now it's not very clear what's happening. So now what we're going to do is deal with some bank transactions and we're going to categorize it by the insurance company, and you'll see how much better it looks than just kind of a bucket. Okay, so here we are. We're in your bank transaction window and we are about to create rules, and we are going to help make this a lot more automated. So let's start with Cigna. So what we're going to do is create rules. So anytime the QuickBooks picks up the word Cigna here, it's going to put the customer name Cigna, and it's also going to pick Cigna as the insurance income. So again, we built our house. We first started with our foundation. So we created our categories and we already created all the customer names. So we are not doing what they call doing this on the fly. It does not work well in QuickBooks to add names as you go, especially categories. Half the time they're cut off and they're not fully done. So we can just go here, Cigna, and then you can just actually just type Cigna. Okay. Now we're going to go here and we're going to create a rule. I'm just going to name it Cigna. Money in, bank text. Just make sure in this piece it doesn't have any dates or anything, because then it'll never match up. Category, it picked what I did in that bank transaction window. And the only thing you really need to do here is double click clear so it doesn't replace your bank memo. The bank memo is important because if you ever make a bad rule, you could see that the bank details said Cigna, but you coded it to Aetna. Click save. I chose auto add. It'll add all the Cignas. Okay, so let's keep going. I'm going to do one more and then I will pause and finish. I'm going to create the rule. I'm checking that it's MVP, payee MVP, double click clear. Okay, I'm going to finish adding all of these and then I will come back and we can look at what your profit and loss would look like after that. Okay, so you can see I've coded out all of the deposits. So let's go look at the new profit and loss. I posted those for January. And look, guys, look how simple it is if you were to create these categories before you start posting your QuickBooks and you create all of this ahead. I think I paused the video for under 5 minutes and now you can see which carriers pay you the most. You could also then use this to look at what your biller is saying you are making. And again, this is cash basis, but your biller should be able to come up with a report if they're correctly reconciling to the date of pay. it should be rather close. If you ask them to give you a report that showed how much Aetna paid you in the month of January, it should be very close to this number. All right, if you have any questions, please reach out. There should have been some different things with our contact information. I provide QuickBooks coaching for solo practice owners, as well as our company, Madison Avenue Bookkeeping, specializes in solo private practices. So if you're ready to give this task to someone else, you should give us a call. All right, have a great day.